Hey, what's up, guys? Elliott and Morgan here from Movie Files, here to give you guys our review for the movie Game Night. So, if you guys remember our video from the beginning of the month, I wasn't a big fan of it. I didn't think the trailers worked, but you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the trailer.
Yeah.
I was excited about it. I thought it was funny, and I told Elliot we should see this in the movie theater, and he gives me this dirty look, like,
I wasn't feeling it.
Your taste in movies always terrible. I'm better than you.
No.
So, anyway, we did go and see it, and
Yes.
I think we both
We were on the same page when we walked
enjoyed
out of the film, which we'll get into.
moral of the story. I was right.
Yeah,
he was wrong.
that's it. She had to get that in. So we were able to see this a little bit early. That's why I got this review a little bit earlier, guys, on Monday here. So we want to, as usual, no spoilers. We want to keep it very simple for our review. So story, performances, did the comedy work, and then ultimately what was our score. So with that being said, Morgan, if you want to go over what do we get with this film, who was in the film, etc., etc. What do we get with Game Night?
So the synopsis is a group of friends who meet regularly for game nights find themselves trying to solve a murder mystery. So we've got two big players here. It's starring Rachel McAdams, who plays Annie, and then Jason Bateman, who plays Max. They are a couple. You see that in the trailer. We also have Max's brother, Brooks, played by Kyle Chandler. And then we have Annie and Max. They're good friends. So we have Billy Magnussen, who plays Ryan. And then we have Lamorne Morris from New Girl, and he plays Kevin. And his wife, Kylie Bunbury, who plays Michelle. And then Ryan also brings a friend that tags along, Sharon Horgan, who plays Sarah.
Yeah, so from kind of touching on the story here, I thought it worked from the beginning to the end. This is obviously, we haven't seen a straight comedy in a while. I mean, like you mentioned, there's been, romantic comedies in the years. There's been action.
There's comedy elements within movies, just not a straight comedy.
Yeah, and if you do get a straight comedy, it hasn't, nothing I can remember hasn't been funny all the way through. It might have funny parts here and there, but it kind of falls flat in some spaces. So, but this worked for me. Again, the story was really good. Obviously, it kind of has some Clue vibes to it, if you guys have seen Clue. But it had some other things. Had a little bit of heart. Had a brother rivalry in there.
Sibling rivalry where, we have Jason Bateman, who plays Max, and his older brother Brooks, who is super successful. All of his friends and even his wife just think he's like so elite and this really awesome guy. And then Max is just like, my brother's an asshole. He's the only one who sees it, which is pretty classic for that. But yeah, I thought that the chemistry was good. The story was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that leads into the performances. As you mentioned up top, Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, two great stars when they are in a movie. More so, Jason Bateman, not every movie he is in doesn't always work for me, but his performances are always great to me.
He's a funny guy.
Horrible Bosses, Zootopia. We just saw Office
Christmas Office Party. And he's funny.
Okay,
Identity
Thief.
Yep. He has a really and then I know he's really well known for Arrested Development, right?
Yes.
He's in that.
Yes.
So which I haven't seen, but I know it's well received.
Yeah, and that leads into Rachel McAdams. We always see her in dramas and kind of those
love stories,
and
Mean Girls was that comedy.
Mean Girls was a comedy,
which she did a good job in, but she was a different age.
Yes,
so.
she was. It was like 10
different
years
part
ago,
of life,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
And you get her, with Doctor Strange. She did a great role in there. But I thought those two did a great job as a couple.
Yeah.
Their chemistry really worked. Comedy worked on every level, which leads into the other performances, kind of the secondary players. Everyone worked. Every couple.
You really felt like they were friends.
Yes.
Like you felt like it was very genuine,
chemistry,
genuine friendship.
really worked.
And then one character that I didn't talk about, who I know you really enjoyed this performance, was the neighbor, right? So we all have that one weirdo neighbor.
Strange.
Maybe we are that neighbor. But he is played by Jesse Plemons. He plays Gary.
Shout out to him. He's always great in Breaking Bad. Fargo season 2. We love him. Matt Damon look-alike, but
he was super funny. He was very dry.
Which was intentional.
Yeah, it was intentional and it worked, and he was a funny guy.
Yes, he was, to me personally.
The awkwardness was just, it was so good.
Yes, and to me, he was the MVP. Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, everyone involved was great, but to me, every scene he was in, he stole. Which leads into the actual comedy. Does the comedy work? Yes.
Yes,
absolutely. To me, I would say 90% of it landed all the way through. 10% every now and then kind of didn't work for me, but I thought all the way through, this is a comedy, and the comedy element actually worked.
Yeah. I agree. The movie theater that we were in was packed, jam-packed, and literally we were all laughing in unison.
Yes.
Like, everyone had a really great time. So, yes, comedy absolutely worked.
Yes, which leads into my next point, which is the actual directors of the film. There's two guys that directed the film. They're known for having writing credits for Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, as well as writing and directing Vacation, which made me a little bit nervous with this film. But I'm here to say they swung for the fences. They did a great job with this film.
John Francis, Daley, and Jonathan Goldstein.
Yes, those two did a great job, which makes me even more excited for a movie they were announced to direct, which is The Flash. I'm super excited because I like Ezra Miller performance in the Justice League, and I'm super excited to see what they do with the Flash. Even though this is a comedy, and the movie they're adapting, which is Flashpoint, is a little bit more serious, but I think when it comes to those comedic moments,
I mean, in Ezra Miller, you already know they're gonna put some comedy in it. It's gonna be funny.
So those directors, kudos to them, which leads into our score of the film and kind of final thoughts. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5.
There's always half-stepping.
Some halves with me. It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It's a good comedy, guys. We recommend you checking it out. It hasn't really got too much media behind it or commercials, but I would recommend checking this out if you get the chance to on opening weekend.
Yeah.
What is your score?
So he said it wasn't a great movie. Let me be clear. It wasn't a great movie to him.
Sure.
I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
Sure.
I thought it was really good. When I first saw the trailer, like I said, I thought it was hilarious. I just knew it. What can I say?
Sure.
So, great movie. Check it out. Super funny. Just go see it. If you haven't seen the trailer, because like Elliott said, we haven't seen much on TV.
Which is
check it out. But go see that movie. It is funny stuff. It
is movie file approved to go check it out. Comedy is very subjective. Comedy and horror to me are the two hardest things to kind of get a vast majority of people to enjoy it. And I'm, we're giving it 3 and a 5. She's giving it a 4. We still recommend to go see it. It's a good comedy, guys. If you're in for a good time, go check it out. So with that being said,
it'll make you want to have your own game night.
Yes, we're going to have to get something set up with game night. So with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in on this review. As always, follow us on our social media accounts. Subscribe to our channel. Check out our latest review, as you can see right in front of Morgan, Black Panther. We love that movie.
Yes.
Go check out the movie as well as check out our review. As always, stay tuned for some more content. We got Annihilation coming out, some other cool stuff coming out, so keep an eye out for that. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys again shortly.